The gentle Gradians thought they were cured of Bacterian's contemptible curse after generation of germ-free living. Guess again. That wretched fiend is once again wreaking havoc on Gradius and the surrounding planets. It's your destiny to put an end to it. Unless maybe you think life as an amoeba would be pleasant. In the final forum, you'll have to be as tough as Orakian ore to confront Bacterian and disintegrate its hailstone of a heart. If you do, all that is good in the universe will breathe a sigh of relief. If you don't, you'll hear the echo of a solitary clap, and the final dark curtain will fall. And this is Gradius 3, Konami, 1991, part of their Gradius franchise, don't you know? For some reason, Dark Curtain was capitalized in that, so I don't know. Gradius 3, again, another really early launch title, I guess makes sense, launch title by that date, for the Super Nintendo, and I've never played a Gradius game after this one, because I just haven't. Might be my favorite Gradius, though. The game does suffer a little bit from some slowdown and whatnot on the Super Nintendo, especially in the second stage? The one with the bubbles. You'll see it in the thing. But yeah, man, it is such a great game. We are returning as the role of the pilot of the Vic Viper Starfighter to fight the Bacterian Empire. 10 levels in the game, stage 4 being kind of the bonus level. Here we are in a third-person perspective and must avoid colliding with walls, according to this. Oh, my phone. A level, free-flowing power-ups, 2 hidden levels, based on the early, I think that might be the arcade version I'm reading. Let's see. In addition to the new predefined weapon schemes, Gradius 3 introduces the edit mode where you can mix and match missiles, doubles, lasers, shields, special power-ups, and all their other stuff. Some of the weapons available in predefined schemes cannot be used in the custom schemes, and vice versa. The port was released to the Super Famicom in 1990 and the Super NES in 1991 with the option of reduced difficulty and additional armaments to the Vic Viper. It replicates the slowdown of its arcade counterpart and discards the pseudo 3D and crystal cube rush stages. The cell stage is also swapped to being the final stage instead of the 6th stage like in the arcade version. It is also given a whole new layout and soundtrack. It introduces a boss called Beacon, which awaits the player at the end of a new high-speed stage, which is a counterpart of the high-speed stage in Gradius 2, which I don't think I have ever played. Unlike the original arcade version, the Super Nintendo port is the only one that allows a player to continue when they've lost all lives. The harder difficulty called Arcade can be unlocked by putting in a code, which means tapping A button 16 times in 1 second on the option screen. However, it's simply the same game at a harder difficulty and on an accurate port of the arcade version. It was released for the Virtual Console in 2007 in North America and Europe and Japan. We got it first, guys! Ha! The soundtrack, containing the music as well as arranged tracks, was released by Konami on the King Records label February 21st, 1990. Composed and performed by Konami, Kokaya Club with Miki Hagashino. Additionally, several albums containing arrangements of the music from this game were released in the years to follow. Konami would also release a soundtrack album containing music from Gradius 3, as well as other Gradius games entitled Gradius Arcade Soundtrack in 2002. Tracks such as Sandstorm, In the Wind, and especially Cosmo Planet often receive the most acclaim. The Gradius 3 symphonic poetry track was released by Kukaya Club on June 5th, 1990. It contains many orchestrated tracks from Gradius and all the other games. A prime example of its diversity is the final battle track, which contains numerous variations on the Crystal World and boss battle tracks on Gradius 2, Gopher's Ambition. That's what it says, Gopher's Ambition. It's on Famicom. Don't know why I haven't played it. PC Engine, Super CD. Oh, the X68000. If I could emulate that, there's some really good games on that. Anyway, Gradius 3 received positive reviews. IGN gave it an 8.5 out of 10 for impressive graphics and gameplay. GameSpot gave it 7 out of 10 for the Virtual Console and criticizing the game for its high difficulty. That's GameSpot, what do they know? On release, the Super Famicom game scored a 33 out of 40 by a panel of 4 reviews at Famicom Sushin. And since it's 4 reviewers, that does make that 33 out of 40 make more sense. According to Game Pro's The Feature Creature, Gradius 3 is one of the most durable side-scrolling shooters. It wasn't a breakthrough when it came out in '91, but it did approximate the great arcade shooters pretty well. Entertainment Weekly gave the game a C and remarked that it was similar to previous Gradius games and not worth it investing $50 for. This game was $50 when it came out. People hear that and are like, what's $50? That's how much games were back then. Sorry. You're not special because you play expensive games today. I love this game. I think this game is great. I think it is an excellent, excellent shooter for the Super Nintendo. It looks good. It plays good. It does suffer the slowdown like we talked about. But, man, I think I'm having more fun going back and doing this than I had during the 365 days of the NES. We'll see how I feel when we get to about a day 119, though.